Why buy a paper towel that looks like this when you can buy one that looks like this, and this, and this, and this? This is Mardi Gras, a collection of towels that are strong, absorbent, and something paper towels haven't been before. Beautiful. Mardi Gras, the towel that does more for your kitchen than just clean it up.
News 10 Sports with Bill Steffel is brought to you tonight by the original Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer, brewed by the first of the great Milwaukee brewers.
Will be an all-Iron Range High School Region 7 Hockey Championship Thursday night at Hibbing. In semifinal action tonight, International Falls and Hibbing both victorious, but they certainly knew that they were in tough hockey games tonight as Duluth Central and Duluth East battled right down to the wire. At Hibbing tonight, the defending state champion International Falls team never really broke the game open with Duluth Central as they led for most of the game. The two played a scoreless second period. The Falls took a 2-1 third period lead into that final 15 minutes of action and broke the game open finally in the last. Hibbing could not, or Central could not quite come up. In the final in that one, International Falls 4, Duluth Central 1. Those fans in Eveleth tonight certainly saw just as good a game at the Hippodrome between Hibbing and Duluth East. Both teams shuffled the lead for 2.5 periods, a pair of hat tricks tonight. Hibbing won the Region 7 semifinal game by a final score of 7-5. 2 goals late in the third period iced the win for Hibbing and ended the season for the Duluth East Greyhounds. Hat tricks tonight for Don Schleppegren of Hibbing and Larry Stovern of Duluth East. So it'll be International Falls and Hibbing Thursday night for that Region 7 championship. College hockey, UMD Pat Boutette Hockey Center is on his way to All-America honors this season. It may be his last in a UMD uniform. The junior from Canada is leading UMD in scoring and has broken 2 school records already this year, in addition to holding second place scoring in the Western Collegiate Hockey Association, the toughest league in the nation in college hockey. Like so many successful college hockey players have done in the past, Boutette may forfeit his last year of college eligibility to turn professional. The addition of the World Hockey Association will certainly increase those chances, so Boutette may just go out in glory. No better way than to lead his team at least into the NCAA College Hockey Finals. Just one game in the National Hockey League tonight. The Chicago Blackhawks increased their comfortable lead in the West Division in the NHL with a 5-3 win over the New York Islanders. 4 games to report in the World Hockey Association tonight. Let's look in. Minnesota-Philadelphia. Minnesota's leading Philadelphia 1-0 in the second period. Winnipeg leading Chicago 1-0. That game 2 periods old. Houston, Alberta 4-1 Alberta in the second period, and Ottawa leading Cleveland 2-1. That game is in the third period. Few district high school basketball games played tonight in Minnesota. Most of those were in the southern part of the state. One independent non-conference game to report. Cloquet did beat Proctor 48-44. In Wisconsin, the split regional basketball competition is underway. At Superior Senior High School's gymnasium tonight, the Spartans disposed of Ashland with very few problems. Final score, Superior 55, Ashland had 44. Spartans will now move against Northwestern of Maple Friday night. In final play, Saturday, the district tournaments will get underway. You know, it's a long way back to the good old days, but we can make it in just 20 seconds if you watch this.
Imagine for a moment that you're in the gay 90s, headed for an evening at the best spot in town.
Bartender, 3 more blue ribbons.
Imagine you're here to enjoy the great premium beer of the day, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
More Pabst.
Pabst was brewed for people who really liked beer.
3 more blue ribbons. Bartender.
This was the time Pabst was the beer. And now that you've imagined what the gay 90s were like, you know what our beer's all about. Good old-time flavor. Original Pabst Blue Ribbon beer is still brewed today the old-time premium way by the first of the great Milwaukee brewers.
Treat yourself to the original old-time Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Second-year Minnesota basketball coach Bill Musselman is on his way to becoming college basketball's Coach of the Year. In just 2 short years, Musselman has turned the Gopher program completely around, winning the Big Ten championship last year, just 2 games away from a repeat this year. The Gophers were rated 3rd in the nation today behind UCLA and North Carolina. UCLA coach John Wooden, with a 68-game win streak under his belt, seems unnatural to be named the College Coach of the Year this year, but Musselman's magic at Minnesota in 2 years appears to me to be a far better feat than winning 68 in a row. That settlement between baseball owners and players last weekend is creating a lot of smiling faces. A number of owners are allowing their unsigned players to practice at spring training to create a better relationship, while other owners are handing out some mighty nice contracts. Dick Allen of the Chicago White Sox signed for the biggest contract ever given a Major League Baseball player, no figure released, but it's the first time Allen has been on time to spring training since 1964 when he broke in the league with Philadelphia. For the first time in history of the sport of college, trackmen are now after a professional program. The emergence of track as a professional sport has opened the door for many collegiate runners who are now looking to pursue their sport after college. For this reason, more emphasis may be placed this year on local track programs, which in the past were lost somewhere between the end of the hockey and basketball seasons and the start of the spring sports seasons. Last night, UMD and UWS opened up their seasons in Superior. Before the spring is out, I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot more from runners on both teams who may be looking for that lucrative professional track contract. That's the sports, brought to you by Original Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer, brewed by the first of the great Milwaukee brewers. You weren't here last night for my marble demonstration, were you, Dennis? You missed it. Hold on, and I'll give you an egg. You had a busy day, huh?
I did, yes.
An enjoyable day, I might add.
Yeah, it was. It's very rewarding to see something like that. I guess that's as close to true emotion as you probably ever get, to be in a situation
Great
like
story.
that. It was. And it's a lot of fun to do something like that, and we certainly are glad that Mr. Weed is home. We're home.
We'll have Action Line with Jim Schwinn in a moment.
Here's your morning ration of coffee, sweetie. That's it.
Morning's ration of coffee. How about just a little bit more?
Remember, we agreed. You thought it might be keeping you up at night and that you were getting all uptight?
But I miss all that coffee.
I know.
If caffeine bothers you, try delicious new ground roast brim decaffeinated coffee. Also available freeze-dried.
Brim's terrific.
Diem of Duluth is afraid her problem is causing her to lose her hair. Last month, she clipped a coupon from a Duluth paper that offered a discount on the cleaning of her wig at Wig Imports. Diem checked the offer and brought her wig in the next week. Later, when Diem called to see if the wig was ready, she found that the phone had been disconnected. Her husband went to the store personally and found it abandoned. A note on the door said to leave your name and your wig would be returned. Well, her husband left her name, but she's worried that that's the last she'll see of her wig. Well, you can stop worrying, Diem. We managed to find the former manager for Wig Imports, and apparently the firm has gone out of business, leaving her all alone to return the customers' wigs. She has been busy. She tells us the phone hasn't stopped ringing since the Wig Import shop closed up. As you can see, we've been very busy. We were successful in our efforts because now you have your wig back. I can't help but wonder, though, if maybe Dennis ran into a similar problem. And LM of Little Fork, we weren't able to get your order filled, but we did get you a refund. The check was mailed to us at Action Line, and we forwarded it to you today. Well, Jack.
Well, Jim?
I had a busy day. What did you do?
You're right. Dennis lost his wig.
Is that what happened?
A long time ago.
Lost it or flipped it?
And he won't
The
buy
expression
another
I
one.
heard was flipped.
Yeah, he does that, too. We're going to flip over this weather. Or maybe you won't. It isn't that good. Be back in a moment.
We'll have the weather with Jack McKenna in a moment.